$599 US, and we're not about cutting corners to rush a product to market. Whoops. And we're certainly not interested in gimmicks.
Phil, today we have the Eye of Judgment. You see, I place a card into the screen, onto the screen here, and a monster instantiates.
Well, Dustin, PlayStation game has demanded the most realistic baseball game as his video is taking as it
So, I think it's no secret that at first the PS3 was not doing well at all. At the time, Sony made some incredibly stupid choices. For example, the early PS3 controller concept, dubbed the Boomerang, or the actual controller not featuring Rumble as its last generation technology, and let's not forget the infamous
$599 US.
Yeah, the failure of the PS3 at launch definitely contributed to the significant growth of the Xbox brand from the 6th generation of consoles. One of the major problems of the PS3 was actually how powerful it was. The PS3 featured the brand new Cell processor, which according to Sony made the PS3 significantly more powerful than anything else that was out at the time. And while this may have technically been true, the Cell processor brought a lot of problems with it. The main issue was that it was just very anti-developer and hard to utilise. Now, eventually developers learnt the ways of Cell, which is evident with games like GTA 5 and The Last of Us, but early in the console's lifespan, third-party games especially would look actually worse on the PS3, despite it being the more powerful console. Now, Sony having a brand as big as PlayStation can't just admit defeat. The PS3 couldn't stay in the state it was for the rest of its lifespan. No, Sony had to make some big changes to turn things around, and the main source of the PS3 failing was the one and only
$599 US.
The problem was, the PS3 had too much for its own good. Only the most die-hard of Sony fans, like myself, are going to go out and shell 599 quid on a game console, especially with the 360 being fairly similar. The PS3 had hardware emulation for PS2 and PS1, 4 USB ports and a SD card slot. These are all great features, especially for 2006, but all contributed to the PlayStation's hefty price tag. So Sony made the PS3 slim, which aimed to cut down on extra features to get the price to $299. Gone was the PS2 and PS1 emulation, and the SD card slot was also missing, as well as the 4 USB port being replaced with 2. But you then had a better looking, smaller, more efficient, less loud and most importantly cheaper console that could finally appeal to the average gamer. However, this all happened in late 2009 to early 2010. By then the PS3 had already gained quite a bad name on the market, so Sony needed to revamp the image of their brand. Enter Kevin Butler.
¿Cuál quiere que le cante? ¿Cuál quiere que le cante? ¿Cuál quiere que le cante? ¿Cuál quiere que le cante?
Kevin Butler represented a huge change in the way the PS3 and PlayStation brand was marketed. The early PS3 commercials are notorious for being confusing and creepy to give the PS3 a sense of mysteriousness and power like no other. But the commercials mostly flopped on doing that. Firstly, while the PS3 is targeted towards a more mature demographic, that's not to say kids had no impact at all on it. If anyone who's watching this has a younger sibling, I guarantee you'll know exactly what I'm saying when I say kids are infatuated by what they can't have, and always want to, in this case play, what the older guys play. But with the commercials being so strange and creepy, there's no denying this will have definitely urged parents to buy their child an Xbox or Wii. And even without the parents, I'm sure the adverts made some kids not want the PS3 anyway because of how creepy they actually are. I remember seeing a PS3 ad in early 2006 when I was young, and being generally scared of the advert. Picture this, it's late at night, you're watching TV, and greeted to this. Yeah, that was a real advert. Train spotting anyone? Nevertheless, while the Play Beyond ad campaign failed to do much impact, the Kevin Butler ads were the exact opposite. Now a lot of you will still be wondering, what the fuck is a Kevin Butler? Well, so you can see the drastic change of marketing from Play Beyond, here's a few commercials I've handpicked for you to enjoy.
Dear PlayStation, I got a tip that you were making the PS3 $2.99. Confirm or deny?
$2.99? Bernie, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. Otherwise, I'd be a Nigerian millionaire by now. While $2.99 for the sweetest gaming, Blu-ray playing, movie downloading system in the world would be fantastic. No comment.
But all that stuff says $2.99. Right behind you.
I'm sorry, you said something?
PS3, now $2.99.
PlayStation. Dear PlayStation, I got my boyfriend a PS3 and he still hasn't hooked it up to the internet.
What? What is this, 1992?
I know.
I mean, if you're not on the PlayStation Network, you can't get PlayStation Home, PS1 Classics, you can't download movies, TV shows.
I know.
It's like having a bathroom without an aromatherapy candle. Still gets the job done, but come on.
He hates candles, too.
Come on.
I know, right?
What's wrong with him?
PS3, now $2.99.
PlayStation.
Rated E for everyone.
Dear PlayStation, my kids never want to hang out with me, but wait till they see this.
Yeah, not to be Buzzkill McGee here, but a better way to spend time with Kyle, Abby, and your lovely wife Jenny is to buy them a PS3. With Blu-ray movies and games like Little Big Planet, it's fun for the whole family. And way less, you know, lethal.
Jenny, how do you...
Ooh, Scraps likes you.
PS3, now $2.99.
PlayStation.
Dear PlayStation, the new weapons in Ratchet & Clank Future, A Crack in Time are of great interest to our organization.
I know, aren't they awesome? And weapons like the Sonic Eruptor and Rhino 5 come in real handy when you're saving the universe. But, you know, of course, the weapons don't really exist.
Yes, don't exist. We'll take all you've got.
But they're not...
The money's already in your account.
Ratchet & Clank Future, A Crack in Time, rated everyone 10 and up. PS3, now $2.99.
PlayStation.
Dear PlayStation, just got my PS3. So what you got?
What do I got? 2 words. Montage.
Tight.
PS3, now $2.99.
PlayStation.
Dear PlayStation, my grandma won't stop watching Blu-ray movies on my PS3.
Look, for $299, you don't just get a sweet gaming machine. It's like you get the best Blu-ray player around built in for free. You know how old people like free stuff.
Yeah, but I
You know what she did for fun when she was your age? She pushed a hoop with a stick.
But I want to play...
With a stick.
I've been waiting...
Stick.
PS3, now $2.99.
PlayStation.
Greetings, people of March 2010. Kevin Butler here, coming to you from the future. That's right, all the way from November 2010. Let me tell you, the future is crazy. We all eat our food through straws. And we're all still reeling from the shocking end of the baseball season. That's right, Kansas City in 6, so call your bookie. And of course, the arrival of the future of gaming, the PlayStation Move, which has been an incredible success, so thank you. This thing's about as futuristic or now-eristic as it gets. You've got the controller and a camera with microphones working together to give you total control over your gaming experience. Not just like this, but this way too. Because real boxers don't hit like this. Plus, PlayStation Move's not only crazy precise, it's also got what we in the future call buttons, which turn out to be pretty important to those handful of millions of people who enjoy playing shooters, platformers, or, well, anything that doesn't involve catching a big red ball. So, I mean, come on. Who wants to pretend their hand is a gun? What is this, 3rd grade? As you can see, the PlayStation Move allows us to immerse players in the game like never before. I'd love to tell you more, but I'd hate to cause a rift in the whole space-time continuum thing. Believe me, that gets messy. Oh, and if you happen to run into the present-day me, please tell me to avoid the Cinco de Mayo flan. Thank you.
PlayStation. Dear PlayStation, why aren't you talking about the PSP?
Actually...
These PSP games are the business, and I can't stand hearing these kids talking about some weak app on the phone.
Games, phone.
They're getting hustled, KB.
Hustled.
We need publicity for the PSP.
We're gonna do something about it.
PSP needs a hero.
Yeah.
A baller.
Yes.
Someone that ain't wearing a clip-on tie.
Huh?
We got good kids playing bad games.
You know what? You're onto something.
Mr. Butler's in a meeting right now. May I take a message?
So tell me, Marcus, why are you qualified for this position?
You know, KB, thing about me is, I know the PSP.
All right, just a couple of questions here I gotta ask.
Fire away, KB.
What is your greatest strength?
Sniping.
Greatest weakness?
Work too hard, always running up the scoreboard.
How many games are there in the PSP library?
Over 500.
Name the best PSP game under $10.
SOCON, Fireteam Bravo.
Favorite snack?
I consume a healthy amount of suckers online every day.
Like that answer. When you first contacted me, I was just going to ignore you, but you showed me something today. You're hired. You start on Monday.
All right. Nice to know, my brother.
Okay, I'll see you Monday. I'll bring bagels. Hi, Cindy. Can you bring bagels in on Monday?
Step your game up. Marcus, PSP.
PlayStation. Dear PlayStation, I'm going against Steve on this Mod Nation Racers track I made. He's pretty good. Man up, Twitchy. This is your house. You created this track, made these shortcuts. The whole PlayStation Network's scared of your squish-block things. Yeah. This track's a part of you, like an undersized jockstrap. Yeah. Some Steve's gonna defile it like a junkyard sofa. Wrong! Wrong is so right, it's wrong, right? I think so. No, you know so.
Mod Nation Racers, rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
Once the darling of gamers everywhere, PlayStation lost its way with the launch of the PS3. It was overpriced, over-engineered, and marketed to hardcore gamers as a system so powerful, plastic infants would literally weep in its presence. Seen as intimidating, arrogant, and out of touch, PlayStation needed to ignite a new love affair between gamers and the PS3. In short, they needed me. I guess you could say I'm a TV spokesman. It's come to my attention that some of you still don't know if the PS3 is right for your family. What? But really, I'm so much more. I'm a listener.
Dear PlayStation.
Dear PlayStation.
Dear PlayStation.
I'm an educator.
PlayStation Move's not only crazy precise, it's also got what we in the future call buttons.
If you're not shafting dirty, you're not really shafting. A motivator.
Some Steve's gonna defile it like a junkyard sofa. Wrong!
A fashion icon. An inspirer of catchphrases.
Boom, boom! With a stick. Well played, Mauer.
Well played, Mauer. Well played, Mauer!
Come on, you can't keep a sales beast like me boxed into one medium. So I took over the internet. Feel free to poke around a bit.
Greetings, people of March 2010. So you need next-level trash talk. That's why I developed the Shaft method.
Shaft! I became the most followed advertising character on Twitter, where I'm a relationship guru, a political commentator, a house guest. 90 days with me in the McGuire house.
Actually, we didn't agree to that.
Sorry, Dad. Already tweeted it. Goes in the bedroom, fellas. Oh, good times. And amuse to gamers everywhere.
Dear PlayStation.
Dear PlayStation.
Dear PlayStation. So, TV? Check. Internet? Check. Then I got all next level on their ass. We're talking international diplomating. Greetings to all our friends in Canada, or as you say, g'day. Starring in the games. Becoming a sandwich. and a press conference sizzler-upper.
I love gaming. Gaming is having a ridiculously huge TV in a tiny one-room apartment.
And oh yeah, I get results. Ooh, that's a lot of hardware. And the people like it. In the end, I guess what they say is true. If you want to reignite gamers' love affair with your brand and create the face of an industry, all you need is a middle-aged guy with ridiculously good-looking hair and a necktie.
Where is that man?
Who's a spokesman, tweeting, speaking, interneting, in-game playable sandwich.
From looking at those ads, it's clear Sony definitely shifted the way they marketed the PS3. They went for a more comical approach towards it, with Kevin having an over-the-top attitude and often using comedy to get his points across. Despite this, the ads still weren't afraid to have a jab at rivals, like the Kinect jab.
Plus, PlayStation Move's not only crazy precise, it's also got what we in the future call buttons, which turn out to be pretty important to those handful of millions of people who enjoy playing shooters, platformers, or, well, anything that doesn't involve catching a big red ball. So, I mean, come on. Who wants to pretend their hand is a gun? What is this, 3rd grade?
Pew, 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 pew. And the Nintendo Wii jab.
Not just like this, but this way too. Because real boxers don't hit like this.
Now, while these ads may have lost the sense of mystery and power the Play Beyond ads have, they are much more clear to the consumer on what the PS3 is. Kevin was a very diverse character that could easily switch from advertising a game like Uncharted 3 to baseball to fucking iPads. Also, Kevin meant people could easily relate to him due to his exaggerated gamer personality. Another thing to address would be the fact that Sony pushed hard on Kevin Butler as a character. He had a Twitter account which at the time had the most followers an ad campaign ever had. He would also reply to fans that tweeted at him, adding another factor to making him a relatable character that felt more like a person than just a marketing strategy. He appeared in many games released around the time of the commercials like NBA Baseball, Little Big Planet and Mod Nation Races. Another thing which was evident by the last commercial I shown was that Sony was not afraid to make fun of themselves and show their failures just to emphasise how far they've come. Lastly, notably E3 2010, which he dominated, Kevin Butler would appear at many gaming events. He was so successful that journalists would actually contact Sony to secure reviews with him, not realising he is just a character played by actor Jerry Lambert. No one would have ever predicted in 2007, 8 or 9 that at the end of the 7th generation the PS3 would actually outsell the Xbox 360. Now, you're probably wondering, why don't we see Kevin Butler anymore? If you've been concentrating throughout the video, you might have noticed that I mentioned his Twitter no longer exists, and you never hear about him from Sony, and he's never on TV. So, what happened? Well, you'd be actually surprised to find out that the Kevin Butler character ended with Sony suing the actor who plays him. Here's what went down. It all began when Jerry Butler, the actor who played Kevin Butler, appeared in a commercial about Mario Kart Wii. Now, unfortunately, this is the only footage of the commercial I could find and has no audio. To my knowledge, all videos of the ad on YouTube have been taken down to copyright except for this clip you're watching now, that's taken from a Did You Know Gaming episode on the PS3. Anyway, when Sony found out Jerry appeared in this commercial, it's safe to say they were pissed. They claim Jerry appearing in other commercials linked to gaming confuses consumers and does severe damage to the Kevin Butler and PS3 brand. This actually led to Sony suing Jerry Lambert in September of 2012. Sony's exact argument for this, and I quote, is use of the Kevin Butler character to sell products other than those from PlayStation misappropriates Sony's intellectual property, creating confusion in the market and causes damage to Sony. In 2013 January, the lawsuit was finally settled, with Jerry agreeing not to appear in any game-related commercial for 4 years. Now at the time of recording this, over 4 years have passed and we have yet to see any form of return for the Kevin Butler character. A lot has changed for the PlayStation brand within the 4 years Jerry Lambert was not allowed to appear in gaming commercials. The biggest change being the shift into the next generation of consoles with the PS4, and right now PlayStation is doing incredibly well in the marketplace without Kevin Butler. Oh, and the whole Sony suing Jerry thing might have left a bit of a sour taste in Mr. Lambert's mouth. And that tragic event marked the death of Kevin Butler. He is no longer acknowledged at all by Sony, and it is truly a shame. You can see from what I've shown in this video how popular he was, and personally I really liked the character. Now despite the fact he's gone, it doesn't change how influential he was to the PlayStation and PS3. In fact, some might even say that he saved the PS3.